Review: Sonic the Hedgehog and Golden Axe for Xbox 360 Live Arcade. At the Microsoft press conference at E3, Peter Moore, who then works for Microsoft, announced that the Sega Classic Golden Axe and Sonic the Hedgehog were going to be made available that night for the Xbox 360 Live Arcade. And he said that they were going to be in HD. Now, I'm sort of a sucker for old school 2D games, and I love Golden Axe. And the idea of playing it cooperatively with another gamer on Xbox Live would just be awesome. Now, Sonic the Hedgehog, on the other hand, despite being a great game, I've already gotten it on a bunch of systems since the Sega 16-bit Genesis Mega Drive days. Some Xbox Live Arcade games had HD graphic makeovers like Double Dragon and Missile Command on Xbox Live, where they redid the aging sprite graphics with new detailed 2D artwork or 3D animation. Capcom right now is working on a high-definition remake of Street Fighter II for Xbox Live and PlayStation 3, and I was stoked by the prospect of an HD version of 2D Sega game. So I purchased both those games without trying the demo, and I was a little disappointed in seeing that Sonic and Golden Axe were not remade with new improved HD graphics, but there's just an optional edge smoothing filter to blur out the edges for an HD TV display. Curse you, Peter Moore. Just taking 16-bit graphics and throwing a blur filter on them does not make them high definition on an HD TV. Both games are perfect for versions of the originals and feature instant save feature, so you can pause the game and save it, quit, and then go back right at that same spot. Golden Axe is one of the better side-scrollers or cooperative fighting games of the late 80s, and it still holds up after these years. It had good gameplay and classic fantasy character design. Actually, this version of Golden Axe is based on the arcade game and has some extra frames of animation that were not in the home Sega Genesis version. It has a different ending that's a little shorter than the Genesis Mega Drive version, and it is an absolute blast to play co-op on Xbox Live. And unlike Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 1989 arcade game for Xbox Live Arcade, there is unlimited continue, so you can finish the game no matter how bad the other player is. There's a high-quality mix of the music included, which sounds better than the old 16-bit soundtrack. Sonic the Hedgehog is a true 2D classic and will always be right next to Super Mario Bros. For the most beloved 2D mascot games. Some might think that the old 2D game from 1991 is still more fun than the somewhat unpolished Sonic the Hedgehog game for the Xbox 360 and PS3 that came out last year. However, I still have this game on the Sega Genesis Mega Drive, and I have a version of it for the Dreamcast, Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Wii Virtual Console, PSP, and I even got a little battery-operated system that has nothing but Sonic games on it. I mean, if you already have the original Sonic games on different systems, there really is not a lot of compelling reason to buy it again for the 360, except for 200 achievement points. However, if you or your kids have never played this is a classic game and is a great chance. Each game costs 400 MS points on Xbox Live Marketplace, and that works out to $5 a piece. A decent game. You probably get a cartridge for about that. Each game gets a number of Xbox achievements, and most of the ones on Golden Axe are pretty easy to get. I mean, playing Golden Axe is a pretty quick way to give your gamer score a quick 150 boost. The speed achievements on Sonic the Hedgehog are going to be a little bit tricky for me, and I need to convince my girlfriend to play through Golden Axe with me so I can get the non-Xbox Live co-op finish the game achievement. These two games mark Sega joining other classic game companies in trying to package and cash in on their classic games on Xbox Live, and it would have been nice to have some remade graphics, but that's about some of the only complaints I have. I mean, if anyone at Sega is listening to this, please bring out the 3 Streets of Rage games on Xbox Live with co-op. It would just be awesome. And it is just about awesome to play any classic Sega arcade games or Sega Genesis games co-op over Xbox Live. Overall, this is a really good addition. These 2 games are really 2 good additions to the Xbox Live arcades, and I tip my hat to Sega, and I want more. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Sega!